What is up, MLP? It is your Commissioner KSG59 Gaming back for the Season 14, Week 4 episode of MLP Primetime. I am joined today by, well, why don't you just introduce yourself?
Alright, hey guys, it's Abriel here. Duality coach and mod, so yeah, I'm excited to get into some games today.
So if you don't know Abriel, he's the guy that went 5-3 and missed playoffs last year, or last season.
Of course, gotta go back to that one.
I mean, it's what your custom rule says.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, last week we had Killer, so we once went vet, newer. I like this little dynamic we have going. It's like you're still relatively new to our server, even though you've...
Yeah, that's definitely true. So yeah, I guess the dynamic still works.
Definitely not as new as McGee is, but it works. Anyway, our lineup of games for today. For Nobility, we have Tails versus Slick. For Perplexity, we have JJ and Xloop. For Duality, we have Tremono and Cody. For Luxury, we have Jabba the Jake and Frosteye. And for Elementary, we have Chris04 and Cats Rule the Dumb, aka Rakia. Whatever you want to call them. Anyway, so we're going to get started with the first game for Nobility, Tails versus Slick. My initial thoughts is I actually like a lot of Slick's team here. Like, if you look at Coco Kiram, and even, like, Archeops, the head smash resist is Komodo, and that thing just gets acrobatics on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely like Coco a lot here as well. That Tails left his ground on the bench. I looked at his team. I saw he left Nidoqueen on the bench, which is generally surprising against the Coco. That I understand it to some degree since it really doesn't do well against anything else on Slick's team. But yeah, that's not having the ground here may definitely be annoying.
I mean, the Coco check is probably Serena, depending on the set.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta get rid of the Serena and Coco. Just dominates.
Which ain't good. And the Kiramancer, I mean, it's a little bit better. This is Incineroar there, but even then, that doesn't recover unless it has rest. So.
Yeah, exactly. You just wear that down, and then you still get coverage for Incin, of course. So yeah, if you catch that on the switch or anything like that, then yeah, you're definitely in a better spot.
And as for Tails, I do like his Mega Diancie matchup, but everything else is kind of meh.
Yeah, you're definitely a bit reliant on Mega Diancie to win this game, so just see how it goes, I guess.
Without further ado, we're going to get started. We're going to see the Diancie and the Archeops leads. Tails ain't going to risk that. The Serena switch here is interesting, but I actually agree with it because if you turn on Slowbro, Coco and Kiram come in for free, and you don't want that on turn 1.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a risky play to some degree, but I think it will.
Absolutely.
Right. And then, I guess if it U-turns, then you still just go Kiram or Victini and still.
It could have gotten outright murdered on this turn by a rock move, but thankfully for Tails, it didn't.
Yeah.
We're going to see it hard into the Kiram here. Pretty aggressive play from Slick, and Tails goes for the knockoff and gets rid of the choice specs, which, I guess it's good.
It's a positive and negative, in my opinion.
Yeah. Because, like, Slick is losing a good bit of its damage output, and it wasn't boots anyway, but it'll guaranteed take any hazards chip that he may get up from Stealth Rocks, which the only rocker is Diancie, but still. But also, it can also choose its moves a little more freely because he does have the Incineroar there. So if he chooses to freeze dry, he can freeze dry into Focus Blast now. If that's the case.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't reliably go Incin and absorb the ice moves because he'll just take a Focus Blast or Earth Power or whatever else. And then the Incin's really pressured to do a lot this game. It seems like your primary Kiram and Victini answer, and then it's also, I guess, could try and absorb something from Coco. But yeah, with no recovery, it's definitely very pressured here to do a lot.
A bit of a long shot there, but I get what you're saying.
I'm just trying to think of special bulk in general for Incin.
Yeah, that's fair. So, yeah, we're going to see the Incineroar here on the Freeze Dry, yep. And he actually opts to go right for the Focus Blast since knockoff won't really hurt him, but he actually just catches it on the U-turn, so that does bring the Diancie in. And we see Slick go hard into the Uxie here, and it takes 35 from Moonblast. Not much else going on there. He opts to go for the Stealth Rock while Slick goes for the Iron Tail. I absolutely would not have gotten rocks up here. I would have gotten rocks up on the previous turn.
Diancie as the rocker here is just very suspect in my opinion. That I mean, it has to be your win con. Looking at this matchup, like I don't know what else you're going to be doing with it. And yeah, just letting yourself take that much chip from the Uxie with Iron Tail, yeah, that's just a horrible position for Tails to be in.
Yeah, I would have just gotten rocks up and then gotten out into like Bro or Incin. It seems pretty safe to do it in that order.
Yeah, if you have rocks, you probably ought to go for that turn one.
Because since the
it is helpful for the Victini and Kyurem, like having the rocks up in general.
Because while the Kyurem's at 57, he's still definitely going to want to save it, so that's why I felt like going for rocks the prior turn was the much better play.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I felt like that was more of a priority than actually killing it. Like, I get that the Moonblast resist is like Victini and he probably won't go hard into that, but still. I don't like the Stealth Rocks on turn 6. I would have much preferred it on turn 5. So we see the Diancie at 7%. He's actually just gonna straight up sack it off.
Yeah, he just loses it. That's horrible for Tails. I don't know what else you're gonna do at this point.
So we see the Serena come in and whip as Slick gets his rocks up. It looks like he got rid of the Diancie, so it doesn't really need to stay alive for much longer. And here we're going to see the Victini come in for free, and Sin's just going to take a million chip as Slick goes for sub here, which is interesting. But he misses the Focus Blast, which is really annoying. Which is really annoying, because if this Sin dies and this thing still has a sub up, it pretty much gets another kill. Like, the Crobat could come in and attack.
I mean, it's not going to kill even with Infiltrator or whatever at that range.
It definitely wouldn't.
It's a Victini, so yeah.
It definitely wouldn't, but if we don't have Slick sets. I don't know if it had like a Psychic move or anything. I don't think it would. Given what Tails' 6 are, I imagine it's Blue Fire and Thunder.
Yeah, you probably have to have an electric move for the Slowbro, but I mean, yeah, even.
Actually, wait.
Yeah. I don't know if Blue Flare.
How do you hit Kamoa with that set?
Actually, yeah, you don't. That's the issue.
Would it be? Would it just be dual stab Focus Blast or no? Or just Psychic Thunder Focus Blast maybe, and just no fire.
That'd be no one dropping a fire move on a Victini, but
no fire.
Yeah, I could see it. I don't know. We don't know the set, so
the coverage. The coverage with sub seems a little bit weird. It's just about getting them, getting what 6 correct, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Victini certainly could have done some damage here, but that Focus Blast miss is very, very unfortunate. He goes for it again just to take out the Incin. And we see Bro come in right after. Slick's gonna retreat into the Blastoise. Slowbro actually gets the Trick Room up. And we see Slowbro do some chip as Slick gets some Rapid Spin chip, and he goes for the Dark Pulse and activates the Weakness policy. And Blastoise will die. Looking at this is actually a pretty interesting set considering it underspeeds everything. And I'm pretty sure it undersped pretty much everything that Slick left on the bench, too. Like, I know Slick... What does he have? I actually forget.
I mean, he doesn't have anything slower than 30 looking at this team. I mean, the stuff on the bench. And yeah, you got Drill, Gmolt, Vileplume, Kecleon, and yeah, that should be it. So, yeah, you can't underspeed that. So, it definitely makes sense as a set, like, just to... I mean, because, yeah, you definitely have a speed disadvantage at this point, I guess. So
it's also a tough situation for Tails, because while he did go for a spin, he would have... Wait, would he have lived Psychic the following turn? What was... no, I don't think he would. Never mind. I got the numbers wrong. I thought he might have been able to live Psychic if he just clicked Dark Pulse twice, but I was wrong. So I guess spinning there was a fine play.
Yeah, especially because this next turn, that
Archeop's
revealed
gonna be
Sash,
revealed
and
to be
then
Sash and just take out the Slowbro, and Slick's gonna get Victini back in for this next at the end of Trick Room. So Serena comes hard in on the Victini, which kind of throws it Slick that it's scarfed. Maybe Tails could be bluffing, but given the rest of this team, I definitely
you don't really have another option. Like even if you're not, you probably do have to bluff Scarf.
Yeah, so we see the Archeops go down to knockoff. We're gonna see the Kyurem come in and just absolutely pick one because everything's weak to ice, and Tails picks the Komodo. Then we see the Serena come back in. He's gonna go hard into the Victini. That was a good knock from Tails because the Kyurem's certainly not in knock range, and he definitely went Victini to scout for the HJK, but
yeah. At the same time, though, like, I probably would be assuming that this Serena is Scarf in this game based on what's going on, and I feel like you would be okay losing the Kyurem at this point. And then you just lose the Victini for nothing, which I feel like it was a bigger issue. And then, I mean, if he does get locked in HJK, I don't think that's bad for you.
Maybe did he go Victini thinking it was a bluff? Or because if you sack the Kyurem, you have 2 HJK resists that come in for free and do whatever they want to Crobat.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that's what I was thinking. Like I'd be all right losing the Kyurem to an HJK at this point. And then like if he does click knock, and obviously that wouldn't kill the Kyurem, then yeah, you're fantastic. He's only got Crobat left in the back, so you should get the win no matter what.
Which I think saving the Kyurem there was kind of a bad idea because we do eventually see that this Serena is in fact scarfed. It'll take out the Victini right here. Coco will come in for free. It'll take away the boots as calm minds in the face. And then it'll calm mind again. Crobat gets a critical hit, but Scarf Serena, according to Tails, it puts it in Scarf Serena's HJK range, which if it hits 2 right after this, it'll win the game anyway, but the Sludge Bomb crit basically just ensures that Serena will be able to clean up after Crobat gets extra chip on the Kyurem. Which, yeah, it doesn't have to go for HJK, it can just click knock, and that'll clean up a 1-0 win for Tails. The Focus Blast miss really stunk, considering he probably picked one more, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. That honestly, in my opinion, Tails got bailed out here.
Yeah, another thing after the fact is like saving the Kyurem. I think like that was Slick's out, even with the Focus Blast miss, because if you stay in and Ice Beam on the knock, you 100% win the game. Because Crobat I don't think Crobat would be able to solo Victini, especially if it has Psychic.
Exactly.
It just takes the hit on the following turn, and even then, actually Scarf Knock would likely put it into Sludge Bomb range, which it then kills that, and then Victini comes in afterward, lives, and kills. So that was probably Slick's out. I do think sacking the Kyurem was also pretty keeping the Kyurem was also costly at that point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what allowed Tails to win, I guess, just having that extra Mon. And then, getting rid of the Victini for nothing.
So yeah, that'll be it for the Nobility game. We are going to move on to Perplexity. We got JJ versus Luke. Offensively, I do not see a Dark type, and the Steel is Skarmory, so Dio Speed
the Dark's at home for the Dio Speed. That is not
Speed
good.
Looks great here.
Yeah,
and
it's very tough to see how he's going to overcome the Dio Speed.
There's no Shadow Ball resist, so if Shandy's like Specs or something, that thing could be an absolute nightmare as well. Or even Scarf, because then it can Shadow Ball on the Medi, it can Shadow Ball on Coco when it's chipped, it can Shadow Ball on Dragonite if it's trying to set up. That thing can certainly cause a lot of havoc.
Yeah, definitely.
Get it?
I mean, and honestly, what I was thinking is like, I mean, even besides the Dio, like the offensive matchup here is great. Like even the Bulu is useful after Skarmory dies or whatever, which is a sentence that I feel like I do not say very often. So yeah, I think the matchup's definitely a bit tilted here.
I think it's Dragonite and Kofag can still give it a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like Bulu's only here to mess with the terrain, maybe. Just because...
yeah, that's probably part of it. Yeah, the Coco and Pert.
Pert against the...
Oh, yeah,
Pert gives
it doesn't
these
even really matter.
Pert gives these 5 some trouble. I mean, Shandy could have E-Ball, and then Deoxys could probably also have grass coverage, but it probably doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, would you just run like, I would think you would just run like Plot, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, whatever here, so I guess, yeah, you probably wouldn't really be able to fit grass coverage on the Deoxys.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So we're going to get started. We're going to see the Chandelure and the Swampert leads. Shandy goes straight for the E-Ball as the Pert has Rindo Berry and just flip turns out. He knows he can go Meta Champ because if he's scarfed into that, he just gets a kill. I don't know what this double was. I don't really know what.
Yeah, go crook, and I don't know why it worked, but
did he think
yeah,
did he think like Dio speed would be the medi answer?
I mean, I guess. I mean, that's your bulky psychic, and that's. I mean, I guess bulky in quotes, but yeah.
I'm really not sure.
That's your medi switch in, but yeah.
And I mean, I didn't think the crook would come right in either, but this puts JJ in a good spot. He can either get up rocks, he can knock pretty freely, he can also quick taunt if that's the case on any of these things coming in. Likely the Skarmory, and that is what we see. It just takes away the helmet.
So we get rid of the helmet. Yeah, that's fine.
Goes hard Chandelure on the spikes. We're gonna see the Dragonite get Shadow Balled with the multi-scale broken. We're gonna see Bulu come in hard on Dragonite, which just roofs up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That was also
yeah, we'll see how this one ends up.
He also goes hard into Dio Speed here as Dragonite clicks Dragon Dance. Now Dio Speed likely still outspeeds, and it does. It gets the Ice Beam off. However, he misses dual Wing Beat, which 100% killed. So, Lucas still
did it 100% kill? I'm not really sure, but let me just. I feel like the Deoxys would have lived, and I think that's kind of problematic with this matchup. Like, I mean, DD Dragonite definitely looks very nice here, but yeah, you need to be +2 to be able to outrun the team. So maybe you could have Dragon Danced again.
I think you probably could have, because where's the priority on this team?
Yeah, I guess it isn't there. So, and yeah, +2 definitely should kill unless this Deoxys is stupid bulky. So yeah, and that.
But yeah, well, the Wing Beat miss kind of sucks, and you probably should have DD'd again.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm thinking as well. Like, yeah, you need +2 to win here, and you could have gotten
force it out. JJ's gonna go for a very aggressive, nasty plot there, and it pays off.
Yeah, that.
And now this Deoxys is
you're assuming you live +1, so you can do that anyway. Now this Deoxys
is about to go pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
The Pert actually ends up living, which we saw it was definitely Spadef earlier from the Shandy damage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Pert's very especially bulky, and Deoxys isn't very strong without a boosting item.
Why are you Earthquake? Why are you Earthquake here? I get maybe you didn't expect to come when you have Skarm, D-Knight, Kofag, and whatever the hell else. But I was looking at the matchup, and I thought, like, flip turn Earth Power Ice Beam was much better, because the Ice Beam absolutely murders the Noivern. It still hits the Bulu just as hard. And I didn't really think there was anything that warranted having physical coverage. And I forget what JJ's water is. I don't know if this was like its a potential answer to that. He was like, there's a chance of skull burns and whatnot.
Yeah, I guess his water is Rapid Strike, so.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not.
Which that's another.
I don't know. I don't think that really helps.
Which that's like another thing. Like, why are you gonna be physical when it could potentially be bulk up?
Yeah.
I'm not saying
yeah,
bulk
I definitely
up.
agree with you. Like,
I'm not
the
saying
special looks nice here.
I'm not gonna say bulk
and just more
up
useful in general.
I'm not gonna say bulk up was a bring here, but it could potentially have been, and it doesn't really have a way to protect that special side unless it's like AV or some shit. But
yeah, I mean, granted, I don't think you really ever bring Urshifu Rap into this game just based off what the opponent brought. But yeah, it's
Skarmit Kofag, give it hell.
Yeah, exactly. Then as we see the Skarm's helmet, so that's not very good for it.
Yeah. So Dio's gonna go ahead and kill here on the next turn. So he sacks the Skarm, and then he reveals that the Medicham is fake out, which at that point, why did you go into Skarm first? Because it looks like this is your only out here. Now that the Dragonite is out and not DD'd up. Like, it's likely that this Deoxys doesn't have recover. So I think fake out shuffling was your only out.
Yeah, exactly.
And while you probably don't win the game, it gets you out of getting 6-0'd.
Yeah, well, he just lets the Medi die there. So yeah, there's no way out at this point.
Coco will die and Luke will just forfeit. That's the end of that game, unfortunately. So JJ will win 6-0. Deoxys got 6 kills. The dual wing beat miss does suck, but at the same time, I don't think that was the play there. You probably needed to DD again to do some damage and also kill more terrain turns so that in case your last move was EQ, you can still EQ the Heatran afterward. Because if he goes Bulu and then resets the terrain +2. Does +2 kill Tran unless it's Shuka, or I'm not sure. Or I'm not sure if Dragonite gets like high horsepower or anything.
+2 EQ even in terrain should kill the Heatran if it's not Shuka.
Let's see.
But yeah, I mean, regardless of the terrain, DDing again had to be your play. I don't really see why you'd do otherwise.
So yeah, that's pretty much all we have to say for that game. Next up, we have the duality game between Tremono and Cody. And at preview, I honestly thought this matchup was pretty even. Like, anything has the potential to break out here if like a lot of the mid-ground like Glumons break through the other mid-ground Glumons. Like, Gren can be checked by a combo of Pex and like Clef, and the other way, like Lottie can be checked between like pretty much just Registeel and his offense. But like whichever one of them punches through that barrier first will likely end up winning.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this, I mean, but regardless for Cody, like his match against Latios does not look very good since, I mean, your Dark is very frail, obviously, and then your Steel is ridiculously passive, so you just have to keep that in mind when playing against it. And I guess your Steel has no recovery as well, so there you go.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Lottie probably does look the best out of everything here, but even then, I don't think it'll straight up win as long as the Reggie's alive. So,
yeah, I mean, like for Cody, we can see the Torn being good since your only flying resist is Electrode. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to get a plot up. I mean, assuming that if that's going to be your win con. At the same time, I think you also seem somewhat strapped for attacks.
Pex
so I could see that being difficult.
Plus it could be unaware Clef.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if there's any other specific setup that Cody may have that warrants unaware Clef, but he always could be.
Yeah.
Like if you give me if you tell me that these 6 are coming, I'd probably bring Magic Guard, but
yeah,
you never know.
Well, I guess we did have Tremono's sets, and we do see it is unaware. So
it is? Okay.
So yeah, so that I guess would be an issue if you're plot torn. So, I mean, I don't even know if Sludge Wave would really help you against that.
I think that's fair. So we're gonna get started with this game. I believe we see the Electrode and the. I thought it was the Grand. No, it's the Registeel. So the Electrode's just gonna.
Yeah.
Electrode's gonna Volt Switch out. Tremono goes pretty freely into Skirmery. He can probably get some form of hazards up here. Yep, he's gonna get the rocks up as Rotom comes in. Latios is gonna come in on the Rotom. Just T-Bolt.
T-Bolt is interesting in my opinion. I think you have to be Discharge or Thunder Wave or whatever if there's a Latios.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Thunder Wave would have been pretty good for the Lati, especially given that
I see it on this.
It allows for Medi to outspeed. So yeah, Toxapex takes the T Wave and S-Toss, and it's just gonna knock
Letting
off.
that get knocked was really bad.
Yeah, especially if it doesn't end up having rest. Gren's gonna go for
just
Dark.
Nothing.
We're gonna see some flinch pairs here as he actually reveals to be the extra sensory as Toxapex is gonna get the Toxic off, which is pretty good for Tremono to wear this down, especially with rocks up. He's gonna U-turn on the Clef, bring back in the Registeel, which I mean, like, I'd save the health on Registeel now that your lefties are knocked off. And he reveals to be last move Heavy Slam, so he is not rest. So any chip on this Registeel is permanent because he doesn't have a Wish Passer.
Yeah, sticking down that Latios.
And
Not very ideal.
Pex, he knows he can keep going down, and I also wanted to mention here that I didn't like this T-Wave given he revealed his whole set and Toxapex is essentially free. Also the fact that S-Toss 2 it KO'd the Pex on switch-in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess you'd have to take advantage of Pex's low HP if you're trying to Seismic Toss it and knowing that it can absorb your Thunder Wave or Heavy Slam or whatever else.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a missed opportunity. He's going to go into the Electrode on the S-Toss. He gets Helmet Chip off, which is very crucial given that the Reggie can't heal itself up. He's going to get the Latios back in on the Rotom. He Psychics into Overheat.
So. It's definitely not specs damage there, but
Lottie's going to recover up here as Gren comes in, takes more Toxic, takes more Rocks. He's gonna go Clef on the Dark Pulse, and
you're just losing HP in this Gren at this point. But
yeah, like it's already down to half.
Very bad. And your Registeel is basically dead at this point.
Clef's gonna get the Wish up and get Toxapex all healed up. T-Waves again, which I still don't agree with, but
yeah, I mean, I'm a little confused with what you're trying to catch at this point.
Because it's clear that Tremono wants to
preserve at this point.
It's clear that Tremono wants to preserve the Lati at all costs. So
absolutely. I mean, yeah, the Gren is rapidly losing HP, and this Registeel is basically dead. So yeah, that's your best win con for sure.
That was a good double.
Then,
now you get Latios in for free, and you can either spam buttons, which Psychic isn't to a KO there. So I don't know what that double into Gren was. You just took 18 more %. And I
guess you're trying to.
I'm gonna stop it here.
Health on the Torn or something, but
I'm gonna stop it here and actually complain about him clicking Surf.
All right.
Given the fact that this Gren is on a timer and he still has the healthy Pex and healthy Clef, I think he needed to hard extra sensory there. Just because this Gren just needs to break as much as possible, and I think clicking extra sensory there would have put Cody in a much better position than what he's about to go through on these next couple turns.
Regardless, so the Gren's at 21. It's basically dead. I mean, it's 2 rounds of rocks and 2 rounds of Toxic. You're gone at that point. So, I mean, yeah, regardless, I don't see what he can do at this point.
It does 47. It would have forced Tremono to either pick one or make a read.
And no flinch, no para. Gren's dead for nothing.
Nope. We're going to see the Rotom come in and force Lottie back in. Clicks T-Bolt again, which I don't know if Cody didn't have Bolt.
Punish this.
I don't know if he had Bolt or not.
No Discharge, no T-Wave.
But yeah, with Gren gone and Reggie in Aura Sphere range, Tremoto's just gonna freely Calm Mind up. He does not care
Yeah,
what
he
this
does not
Rotom's
care
gonna
about anything left.
Rotom do to it. It clearly doesn't have status. It would have definitely clicked it by that point. Torn misses the Hurricane, which is unfortunate, but
it's gonna matter. It's +2.
Yeah.
Then yeah, can't do anything left. So
And I'm pretty sure,
yeah,
like,
it's gonna be
know,
over there.
I don't know if Cody's Tornadus had knockoff or U-turn, but that was probably the out if it had it. So we're gonna see.
Even then, that's not gonna kill at that point. So I still feel like that Latios probably ends up winning still, especially since we have no fake out on Metacham.
Yeah. So we're gonna have another 6-0. In this.
Yeah, a very eventful day today.
Yep. And this one was just a matter of Cody letting the Gren and Reggie get so weak, because without those two, Latios kind of just won.
Yeah, I mean, he lost his Lottie checks, and yeah, so had nothing to deal with it from there. So what can you do?
Yeah, exactly. I think it was Tremono did a good job pressuring the two of them quite a bit. He let the passive stuff just come in and burn health on the Gren after the Toxic got off. And
yeah, he was just able to force chip with stuff like the Toxapex, and Cody wasn't really able to break it in time.
Even like the helmet electrode, like it got the Rocky helmet.
Yeah, it still
chip.
was relevant for sure.
It got the helmet and some of the Volt Switch chip off from like turn 1 on the Reggie.
Yeah, so, he definitely played well.
So next we're gonna move on to Luxury. We have Jabba the Jake versus Frosty. I really like Lele Lucha for Jabba, and
yeah, I mean, what's the Lucha answer? Just looking at this team, it doesn't really seem to exist.
Over a period of time, Tarak will become an issue because unless Suicune's rest. So yeah, we're gonna get started with this game. I don't think I have anything else to say.
Yeah.
We're gonna see the Suicune come in here and get the right lead on the Donphan. He's gonna go on to Rillaboom as Jabba clicks Scald and gets the burn on the first try, which activates the Lumberry.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he had to do it since you don't have Scald switching. So I guess Rillaboom is your Scald switching.
I think it was smart prep by Frosty, but it's just unfortunate that it happened on turn 1.
Yeah. I guess that's why he brought it, so it's fair.
So he's gonna force the hard V-drill on the U-turn, which still does so much. And the Moltres is gonna get in for free, which I never would have risked subbing here, because the Moltres just came in for free. You have no idea if it could be Scarf or not, because if he's Scarf Moltres, you're dead.
Sure, but I don't see that coming, and I don't see that coming in a very large portion of matchups. And I mean, I guess sub makes sense based on what we're going to see later. But at the same time, I think it is kind of weird considering that I would think with a team like this, Melmetal would be your main Mega Beedrill answer. Obviously, that doesn't give a shit about Substitute with this, since one double Iron Bash hit will easily kill, I'm sure. So. Yeah,
I think either or still makes sense, because your best way of hitting the Moltres is P-Jab or Knockoff, and you're risking a Flame Body Burn anyway. A combination of the two works.
You don't even 2-KO like a Max Fizdef Moltres as well, so that is risky. So I guess, the prep makes sense for a Moltres, I suppose.
And I understand.
It's far from foolproof, I guess.
I do understand the no Scarf Moltres argument. It's just it's still a risk regardless. I just wanted to point that out. So he does sub on the Moltres that is indeed not Scarfed, and he actually...
And it's agility.
He pulls off the agility.
Here if he's wanting to boost his speed.
So thankfully it's still behind a sub. Moltres is going to show the Mystical Fire, which I don't know if... He couldn't just run Flamethrower. I don't know what he needed Mystical Fire for. We didn't get his sets, but... the Beedrill's gonna keep subbing up here. As he goes for Endeavor,
so that's why he was sub.
Which, the Beedrill was 25,
understandable.
Which was 25. I'm not sure if he was able to click sub again. It's hard to tell.
I mean, the way Showdown works, like, it always rounds up the HP, so he was had to have been at 24 point something and couldn't have subbed again.
Maybe. But yeah, he's gonna keep the beach roll around for the time being and go hard into Entei, which good air slash by Frosteye, good recognition there, but it will be picked off with the extreme speed. Domfan's gonna come in and likely just get rocks up, or just go for an EQ. That's perfectly fine.
He's gonna just shrug that off.
He's gonna get scalded right in the face and go for a seed bomb, which I kind of want to complain about. I want to complain about this a little bit. After I saw this, I was curious if Jabba had a potential 4X on his team week to Seed Bomb, but Suicune is actually the only Grass Weak Mon on his team, which at that point, why bother? Like, I know these are just the roles. These are just the roles showing, but Earthquake literally did more than Seed Bomb. The Seed Bomb in math is only 10 more base power, so what's the point?
Yeah, that's 6 to 7% of extra damage, and yeah, as we can see from the rolls, it doesn't even always do more. So yeah, it's I definitely don't think you needed the move slot for that.
I still think you're getting more out of clicking Earthquake on the Suicune. Yeah. Like, the only downside is
it's not AV since it took that much from Skull, so
like the only downside,
you could have had an extra move slot for that.
The only downside is the pressure PP, but even then, like, does it really matter?
Yeah, who cares?
I think that I don't think that's like high enough of a problem to warrant bringing Seed Bomb as an extra move slot, but
yeah.
So the Suicune is still sitting at half. It's gonna force this Donphan out into the Sylveon. Sylveon unfortunately gets burned. But maybe it's Heal Bell and it can get rid of the burn. As the Suicune
time for Demon Suicune.
Calm Minds in its face, and Sylveon's gonna baton pass out into the Rillaboom, which yeah, that's a good.
I mean, that's you were killing it, but then you also just healed Suicune, which is great.
You see the Bullet Seed, which is interesting, but I actually I like the Bullet Seed bring because Sub Suicune is a big issue for this team.
And yeah, that's definitely a problem.
Like, if it was Sub CM Scald Ice Beam, I definitely like the Bullet Seed there. Especially given that it's very likely that the Rillaboom's going to be faster anyway. We see the Rillaboom come back in on the Excadrill, which is just going to get rocks up. He's going to go hard into Entei on the high horsepower and just sack it off.
Yeah, gets that right. And you just get Lele for free. And you can get Lucha for free if you want to as well.
But yeah, he's going to sack off the Sylveon, and the Rillaboom's going to come back in and take away the terrain. He sacked the drill.
Yeah, just sack anything, I guess.
Yeah, the Glide just does a ton to it. And it'll knock out the drill.
And yeah, you go for Lucha in game now, since Rillaboom can't touch it.
Lila comes back in on the Melmetal. He goes for the Future Sight, which is interesting. As he overpredicts, he goes for the T-Punch, which I think you should always double Iron Bash there. Just because
I definitely agree with that.
Suicune's not really that high anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely understand sacking the Lele there, since you don't know if it's Chople, Melmetal, or whatever.
Good CC by Jabba there.
No way of getting out of this, I guess.
Good CC by Jabba, just because, like, you need, you can kill everything at this point. You don't need to get greedy.
So we see Custep, which is cool. I guess that's your Lucha out.
Which, going into Suicune was the play, because you don't need the speed for anything anymore. You can comfortably glide and kill both Mons remaining. You just spam Scald with Suicune, and until you die.
Yeah, I guess Java seemed a little surprised in the chat, but yeah, you made the right play there, regardless if it's intentional, I guess.
Yeah, I remember you saying you thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. I don't know, though. It was the right play regardless, so good on him for that.
Yeah, for sure. So
Then yeah, Lucha comes in
the
and wins.
Boom's gonna take out the Suicune, and the Lucha is going to clean up the 1-0 win for Jabba the Jake. I thought this was a decent game. I thought some of the prep choices on both sides were a bit funky, like the sub Endeavor B drill. Like, I kind of get it. I don't know if it was
I think it's a fine set.
I don't know if it
I guess
was
for the Moltres, it's all right. So
maybe, I don't actually know if this was the case, but I don't know if maybe it was EV to take a double Iron Bash and then live another after sub. Maybe like the second hit did like 74 or something. I don't know.
I don't know if it can do that, to be honest, but I guess if it can, then yeah.
Well, actually, we got
it sense.
We got his sets, didn't we?
We got Actually, yeah, we did get Java sets.
What were the last two?
Oh, he actually did a defense. So, last two moves, baton pass, poison jab. Interesting.
So yeah, without drill run or knock, that Endeavor was definitely for the Melmetal.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Which
yeah, I guess if the Melmetal has 0 attack, then yeah, you live 1 double Iron Bash after a sub. But yeah, I mean, you can't even touch the Melmetal outside of Endeavor, which is odd. But I guess if it worked, it would have worked. So
I figured maybe it could have had Iron Defense or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was just a sub Endeavor, baton pass, poison jab. So yeah, not quite.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So if we don't have any more thoughts on this game, we can move on to the final game.
Yeah.
Alright. So our final game is Chris versus Catsroll or Rakia or whatever.
I don't know. Whatever their name is at this point, I don't know.
I don't know. We get shit from the EDC goons for calling them Rakia.
Yeah.
Even though that's what DGVA got me hooked on.
Yeah, whatever.
So, looking at this MU, I feel like Chris's main goal is to just kill the Vikavolt by any means necessary, because it's in the way of a lot of things here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, your land don't get coverage for it, so if you should be able to take them out with it. But at the same time, it does seem very annoying for those two, and those two are your best win cons. Just looking at this game, I'm pretty sure. So
because the Vikavolt,
yeah, I think that's what you have to go for.
It forces Rock Slide and Blaze Kick on these two mons. It comes in on the Pharaoh and it can roost up on that. It'll break through the Uxie and the Blastoise if it's defensive. So yeah, there's a lot of doors that open if the Vikavolt's gone. There's a lot of
I guess you do have some sort of advantage. Like, it's somewhat of a stalemate with the Lando versus the Vikavolt, because I mean, I get the strongest move it even gets for that would be Energy Ball, right? So you can take that somewhat easily with Lando.
For the Lando, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely is standing in the way, and yeah, if I'm Chris, I'm trying to get rid of that Vikavolt for sure. And
which,
I guess speaking of Lando, I guess it would need to be like Gravity 3 special attacks for this, but yeah, it seems kind of tricky to work though.
I definitely like Gravity here.
Won't kill the Feeny or anything.
Also, with the Mamo, it can get Ice Sharded, and the Mamo switch the Mamo switch-ins are okay.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, you got Uxie, Blastoise.
I've seen worse. I've lived through worse.
Yeah, for sure. Scarf Mamo. Where's Jake?
Anyway. And then for Rakia, obviously you want to keep the Vikavolt healthy, as it does a lot in this game. It puts on a good bit of pressure and it takes in a lot of pressure. But also you want to keep hazards off the field, because there are quite a few knock users on this team, and there's a lot of mons that don't like to deal with hazards if they don't have their boots.
Yeah, and I guess as we see here, like, they had to bring the regular Kangaskhan, which isn't really ideal. I mean, just because of the Spectres there. So I guess you have to keep that healthy, since, yeah, look at the rest of that team.
And if the Kangs
doesn't really want to handle Spectre.
Yeah, the Kang's gone to Spectre, it just goes wild as well. But
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think that Zera Aura, unless Lando's physical, is like the only thing that'll reliably deal with Kang.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and the Pharaoh maybe, and then I guess Lando's able to hit it, but yeah, I don't think Kang does that much offensively here, but it does. It's tough to take down, I guess.
Yeah, that's where its main job comes in, because it's obviously there for the spec.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be alive for that.
It can wish up on the Pharaoh. That's what makes it annoying for Ferrothorn to deal with.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we're gonna get started with this. We're gonna see the Zera and Memo leads. We're just gonna see.
Scouts for Scarf and missed the crash.
He misses Icicle Crash and he gets a flinch there, and he gets a flinch here, which is quite annoying. And
yeah, I don't know why he really leaves Uxie in there, because that's banded damage for sure.
Well, I mean, you could go Uxie once to scout.
I mean, I was saying I don't know why you leave it in after you get flinched once, because I don't think you want this to die immediately.
Because if you switch into Blastoise and take a banded EQ, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying go Blastoise turn 1. I'm saying like once you get flinched once, then you can go Blastoise.
Yeah, exactly. Which the second stay in there with Uxie I didn't really like. I felt like he could have gone Blastoise.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we will see he does here one turn too late.
He does this time when Uxie's already dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not the right time to switch.
We likely see a flip turn from Blastoise here. It's pretty free. Yep, we do.
Yep, exactly.
It's gonna bring the Zera back
here. You can go into it first time.
As we see the Vikavolt right away. I don't like this CC because, yeah,
I'm very confused. I mean, I guess if you...
I don't think...
I guess you're a hard Mamo, but I don't think you go hard Mamo if you're Rukia.
No, I think Vikavolt's the safer scout option. I personally
you probably can just Volt Switch.
I personally would have put Knock Volt Switch. I probably maybe would have even hard Blaze kicked as well. Because you're technically doing
right if you Blaze kicked.
You're technically doing neutral damage to the Mamo there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Assuming it's thick fat, of course.
I mean, yeah, there's no reason for it not to be. So.
But yeah, I just felt like CC was the worst possible play there.
Yeah, I definitely don't like that play.
I don't think it was very necessary. But maybe the crit is whatever. But
yeah,
you would have liked
his helmet actually, which is interesting but understandable.
I definitely like the helmet. Because like
it's good since that's your
Zera's sub, then Bug Buzz goes through the sub and doesn't break it. So you're getting extra residual if like he's sub Blaze Kick, you guarantee to get Rocky Helmet Chip plus Bug Buzz, which surely knocks out the Zera. No matter how much investment
I think you can't be sub
has.
just for that reason.
Just because Vikavolt's that strong.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna see him go hard into the Landorus here, and Reikio actually Toxics, which I think is very interesting. Since the terrain is up, it's only hitting the Uxie and the Landorus, but if the objective was to put Landorus on a timer, good play.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll see this definitely works out later game. So Chris can do a couple different. On the surface, but yeah, I'd say it's a good one.
Chris can do a couple different things here. He can just like raw rock slide, or maybe he goes for gravity, expecting a Corviknight switch in. But
yeah, you can just do gravity.
Another thing he can go for is Focus Blast on. Another thing he could have gone for was Focus Blast, which is the best possible way pre-gravity to hit Corviknight. But Ricky actually goes hard into the Mamoswine, which I think is a bad play, and it proves to be costly as the Mamoswine is gone. Looking at the rest of this team, nothing naturally outspeeds it, barring a Scarfer, which at this point I don't think there is one.
I mean, it has to be Feeny, and I don't know about that. So.
And you can't Ice Shard this without the Mamo, so I think that was just a bad play. outright.
Yeah, you just can't afford to lose that Mamo at this point.
And it's going to prove to be very costly. We're going to see the Feeny come here, and Chris actually opts to stay in and go for the Sludge Wave, which unfortunately crits.
Yeah, it's an odd play from Chris, since there's no way that killed without the crit.
But Katz's reaction in the chat, it definitely mattered.
I mean, I counted before this, and it did like 70 to 80, I think, so... I mean, yeah, I don't know about the decision to stay in there, since I guess you don't know if it's Scarf yet, and I assume Rocky may have been trying to bluff that, but...
Like, after the Mamoswine died, the only play is to go Feeny and try and force it out. Important.
Yeah.
Which at that point, he's being quite aggressive. But I think that's also worth it at that point, because with the Mamo gone, the Zera is looking a lot better, and with the Vikavolt chipped.
Yeah.
So I think maybe
there's no real Zera answer.
Maybe that gave him the incentive to play a little more aggressively with the Lando.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that was also fair. So we're going to see the Corviknight come in after Feeny dies, and now we're going to see the Gravity on the Agility, which now means Lando is going to just freely click Earth Power and claim one. The Arcanine going to come in and just die, because that's what Lando does.
Yeah, you don't really have any other play.
And the Kang is just going to come in, protect, and it'll die to toxic damage. So then afterwards, we're going to see the Ferrothorn come in and bait the Corviknight in. He goes for a Leech Seed, which is fine. He's going to go into Zeraora on the Agility, but all he has to do is either Fists or Blaze Kick, but thankfully he Fists as he goes for the Bulk Up.
Yeah, and it's got to be banded damage based off that damage. So.
I was gonna complain about why bulk up at all, but at that point, I guess maybe he thought he would live.
It's not bad. I think you live one. Then I guess you can roost it off with the Agility. But yeah, I guess but you have Leech Seed up, so yeah, I don't think you can outlast it.
Which he's gonna sack the Vikavolt to Uxie, which I mean. The thing is with that play, I don't know why you don't just roost. If you think the Zera is banded, you get a free roost here, and then therefore you're not in Blaze Kick range the following turn.
I mean, I don't know if Rocky would know it'd be banded at this point, and I guess maybe they would have thought if it wasn't banded, then you live with a +1 bulk up, but. Yeah, I don't think you really have a way out. I mean, I guess maybe if it was... Actually, no. I was thinking, like, maybe it could have been weakness policy and that would have helped, but I feel like with Leech Seed up, you aren't really able to... I don't think you're really able to outlast it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. We're gonna see it die, and then
so I guess we
the Kangaskhan's gonna come in. And Chris is going to go into Ferrothorn on the Toxic. So Rakia actually had a DC and he forfeited. So I think Chris outplayed the heck out of Rakia, and Rakia sacking Mamo basically just ruined the whole game. Like, Lando just went absolutely crazy with it gone. Because, like, imagine if Lando just gets one kill and then right afterward Mamo comes in and forces it out with Shard.
I mean, I can understand the outplaying like crazy thing. Like, I think he probably did play better here, but at the same time, I think he did get lucky with the Lando Sludge Wave. I mean, I think from what Rocky said in the chat, like getting up that light screen with Feeny and trying to go for that power trip core of WinCon, that I think that might have been able to work, because I don't think I don't think the Landers is really going to be able to break the Corviknight with a light screen up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see the power.
I have to assume it's weakness policy based on the set, and if you're able to get those boosts, then that's going to be helpful.
The power trip resist is fucking Ferrothorn, so.
Yeah, exactly, and we're just going to be outlast that with Roost. So.
Which Corviknight sits in on.
It was weird when I first looking at it. Like, since there's the Lando or whatever, but honestly, I think that might have worked if that crit didn't happen. So yeah, Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate looking at this game.
I'm still not cutting any slack for the Mamo being sacked, though.
Yeah, that Mamo, that's just a bad play. I don't really have an excuse for that.
You know, Mamoswine will forever be remembered in our hearts. So that is the last game we have to recap for this week. Solo KHD will recap the rest of Week 4 for you now. Hey guys, Solo KHD here to do the Week 4 rundown. We already covered Tails versus Slick, so Harris beat Jimmy 5-0, BM defeated Eagle Gene 4-0, Brandon defeated Nala 2-0, Jamal defeated Lapis 2-0, Killer defeated Sweaty 2-0, Chess defeated Guy 3-0, and Spoink defeated Brian 4-0. In Perplexity, we already covered JJ versus Luke, but I defeated Autumn 1-0, Lux defeated Izzy 4-0, Hacker defeated Rye 4-0, Devin defeated Slap 1-0, Blinn defeated Sfield 2-0, Splurge defeated Craft 3-0, and Tomcore defeated TCK 2-0. In Duality, we've already covered Tremono versus Cody, Eggs defeated Manbird 2-0, Burger defeated Kurt 3-0, Fist defeated Evie 3-0, Simpleton defeated Abriel 3-0, Charlie defeated John 5-0, Peyton defeated Ollie 2-0, and Ampha defeated Bloodcrawler 5-0. We've already covered Jabba versus Frosty, HGC defeated Jacob 4-0, JCaps defeated Firefin 2-0, Sun defeated K Savage 3-0, Nerd 6-0'd Stanny, Scoothawk defeated Palkia 4-0, Rest defeated Ether 3-0, and Panda defeated Puffer 5-0. Lastly, in Elementary, we saw Chris defeat Rinkia already, but Senkuku defeated Ballhawk 3-0, Azarine defeated Arcadian 2-0, Alec defeated Sweet AC 4-0, Darth Yoshi defeated Puck 4-0, McGee 6-0'd Eno LR, Frozen defeated Leighton 3-0, and Irez defeated HWS 3-0. Lastly, we have this week's awards. Chess took home Nobility Pokemon of the Week with his Barraskewda, Blinn's Mega Altaria won in Perplexity, Tremono's Latios won in Duality, HGC's Slurpuff won in Luxury, Darth Yoshi's Blacephalon won in Elementary. Tremono, with his game over Cody that we reviewed, won Rookie of the Week and Wheelchair of the Week. Luxury once again won Anti-Johners of the Week, and Devin and Simpleton earned LolCow honors for posting their replays in the freaking draft chats. Alright, that's it for your Week 4 recap. Back to KHD and Abriel. Thank you, Solo KHD. So that is the end of this episode. I want to thank Abriel for co-hosting.
Yeah, thanks for having me do this.
Yep, glad to have you. The games this week were certainly interesting. A lot of them were actually pretty lopsided, yeah. But I think we made the best of it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well, like the two games that weren't lopsided.
Watch, but yeah, that's just how it is sometimes.
The two games that weren't lopsided, one was influenced by hacks, and then the other one was alright.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and we will see you guys next time.